The deep, crushing realization that Victor had never felt about me the way he clearly felt about Iris. The love he was describing, the connection they shared, was something I'd never experienced with him despite 7 years of trying. When they kissed after being pronounced husband and wife, the entire crowd erupted in cheers and applause. Victor lifted Iris off her feet and spun her around, both of them laughing and crying at the same time. They looked like they were in their own private universe, completely oblivious to everyone else around them as they walked back down the aisle together as husband and wife. Victor's eyes swept over the crowd, and for a split second, they landed directly on me. I saw recognition flash across his face, then surprise, then something that looked uncomfortably like pity. He didn't stop walking or acknowledge me in any way, but I could tell he definitely saw me. The moment felt like it lasted forever, but it was probably only a few seconds. I left immediately after the ceremony ended, before anyone else could spot me lurking in the back. I didn't want to deal with awkward conversations or have to explain why I was there. I'd seen what I came to see, and it was somehow both better and worse than I'd imagined. Driving home, I kept replaying Victor's vows in my head, the way he talked about Iris, the way he'd looked at her, the genuine emotion in his voice. It was everything I'd wanted him to feel about me but never had. I'd spent 7 years trying to force a connection that had apparently never really existed, while Iris had effortlessly inspired the kind of love I'd only dreamed about. The truth was devastating but undeniable. Victor hadn't been incapable of commitment, he'd been incapable of committing to me. When the right woman came along, all his excuses about not being ready, needing more time, wanting to be financially stable, they'd all magically disappeared. I spent the rest of that day having what can only be described as an emotional breakdown, not just crying about the relationship I'd lost but grieving the 7 years I'd wasted trying to be someone's reluctant choice. I thought I was being patient and understanding, but really, I'd been settling for someone who was settling for me. The wedding photos started appearing on social media that evening, and they were everything I'd expected and worse.